Hey everybody, Movie Reviewer next door here, and I'm back with another review. This time I saw Escape from LA. This is an action thriller film from 1996 directed by John Carpenter, and it stars Kurt Russell, Stacy Keach, Steve Buscemi, AJ Langer, Bruce Campbell, Pam Grier, Peter Fonda, and Valeria Golino. In this film, into the 9.6 quake to Los Angeles of 2013 comes Snake Plissken. His job, wade through LA's ruined landmarks to retrieve a doomsday device. So, what did I think of Escape from LA? Now, again, while I did enjoy the first film, I did say in that I think this film does certain things better. And I will explain what those things are. I don't think this film is better than the first, but I would still compare it favorably to the original. But let me get to the cast. Kurt Russell plays Snake Plissken. This film came out 15 years after the first, and Kurt Russell is still perfect for this role. Has a lot of badass moments, especially when involving a motorbike. If you know, you know. Stacy Keach plays Malloy. He's one of the top uh, I just realized one of the cast members is not showing up here. But forgot what he was, but he was in kind of the role that Lee Van Cleef was in the first film. Uh but he was good. Steve Buscemi plays Eddie. Eddie maps to the stars, something like that. Steve Buscemi plays a fun character like always. AJ Langer plays Utopia, who's the president's daughter who's gone radical. Yes. Also, spoilers ahead. I had to talk about something again. So, spoilers. Uh, she's not that good. She's the worst actor of them all. Um, Bruce Campbell plays Surgeon General of Beverly Hills. He doesn't show up for long, but it was still nice to see him, even if he was in heavy makeup. Pam Grier plays Hershey Las Palamas, who is a trans woman who Snake knew when they were a man. Very interesting plot line. I think it's handled well enough here. It's not like I don't think it's offensive at all. It it's another like super future thing which I can kind of get. It's a bit ahead of its time in that way, I guess. But Pam Grier was fun even if her voice is modulated. Peter Fonda plays Pipeline. He's a surfer that keeps bumping, crossing paths with Snake. He's a fun character. Valeria Golino plays Taslima, who at one point is trying to jump our main character's bones and then gets shot for it. Sucks because I thought her character was kind of fun. And well, Cliff Robertson as the president, I think, does a really good job at being evil and cartoonish, like Christian, whatever. Even though I'm not huge on those types of stereotypes, I think he had fun with it. But yeah, Escape from LA. Again, I do not think it's as good as the first. But even with some of its really big flaws that most people would probably hold against it, really, you know, really tight. I don't know. There's just something about this film that's just really fun to me, and it's kind of hard for me to be mad at it. Um, So, yeah. But yeah, uh, one thing I do think this film improves on from the first is the action. The action scenes here are a lot better choreographed, they're a lot better handled. Again, especially this bit with the dirt bike where he like rides the dirt bike onto the back of a truck, pulls out a shotgun, and then blasts the guy behind him. Fucking badass moment. Even if there's some noticeable green screen here, we'll get to it. Um, I think the score is still very impressive. The score by uh John Carpenter and Shirley Walker. I really like the rework of the theme from the first in this with the full orchestra and the wailing guitars. I love the guitars in the soundtrack. They're so much fun. Um, the film still has very impressive set design and matte paintings. Even though there are a couple of the matte paintings that I don't think fit perfectly well, there's a bit where he's walking into Los Angeles and it's a good matte painting, but it's just not blended well. And maybe in HD it's kind of hard to perfectly remaster when that wasn't like a normal film element, like it was placed over top. So I can give it a little slack. I'll get to the stuff I didn't give slack though. Um, yeah, again, I think Kurt Russell is still killing this performance. He clearly loves this character. He's gone on record saying it's one of his favorite roles. I can see why. He also got to co-write this alongside John Carpenter and somebody else. I can't remember their name at the moment. But yeah, he clearly cares a lot about this character. He wanted to write for it. But yeah, then I do have to get into the things that don't work with this film, and I again I want to stress this repeats some issues from the first. This film's story is beat by beat the same as the first. It's like go to this city that's locked off by water and all these towers to shoot people who try to escape or come in. You have to retrieve this thing in a timeline by a deadline, or else nothing is or else everybody will die, or there will be a total blackout or something. It is beat by beat the same as the first, and that is one of the big issues. I can 100% agree with pretty much everybody that says it. Um, the the characters again. I commented in the first review that I don't like when the characters just how the characters just unceremoniously died off, and I feel like there was that real big lack of emotional gut punch. And I think this film does that even worse because the characters here I don't think are nearly as relatable or likable. Like again, Pam Grier's character is interesting looking, and I love Pam Grier. She's gorgeous, and a good actress. Steve Buscemi hamming it the fuck up. Utopia isn't really that interesting. Like the characters that die, they just kind of die unceremoniously. Like Snake is trying to leave in the helicopter. The bad guy shoots a rocket up at the plane, and Pam Grier just dies without getting any words in or anything. So it's like really, this is how you're killing off the character? Like it felt kind of cheap, and again, that's something I really did not want recreated here. The CGI is terrible. Now, I think this might be a case of it looked better back in the day. Maybe with the film grain, it blends a lot better, especially the bit with Kurt Russell surfing, because that scene is, in theory, cool. Peter Fonda as a stoner surfer dude and Kurt Russell as Snake Plissken riding a wave and then him jumping off of his board onto the back of a car and commandeering it. And I'd still say it's kind of badass even with the bad special effect, but there's a lot of them. There's the submarine, there's the uh there th- I'd say the best of the bad CGI is the whole LA earthquake scene, like the big LA earthquake scene. That's like kind of a flashback. Like overall for that year, 96, like people say like, oh, Jurassic Park came out. Well, also Jurassic Park and Terminator 2 have higher budgets. They're being worked on by people who are really changing the industry. So like getting mad that this film is 3 years after Jurassic Park and doesn't have the same level of visual effects. Most films using CGI don't have the same level. So I think it's kind of an unfair comparison. But still, I do think these effects are either horribly aging or they just aren't that great because every filmmaker was trying to jump on CGI. Um, oh yeah, and the main villain, I don't even remember the character's name. It's a Che Guevara type thing. That's what they're going for. He's not that threatening, and he doesn't really get like a cool conclusion or a good conclusion. At least the first film tried with a decently tense conclusion, and here I'd say the very end is still kind of fun, but yeah. But I didn't hate this film. I know a lot of people hate this film. I didn't hate it. I can watch it in reference to the first one, like in a row, but and I am glad that it isn't super long. It's about an hour and 40 minutes, perfect length. But yeah, I still had some fun with it. But yeah, that's my review of Escape from LA. If you've seen the film, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. If you have any recommendations, put them down there as well. Like, comment, subscribe, and movie reviewer next door out.